High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsity media. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube. High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream media partner of Nassau County playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of soccer, volleyball, field hockey, and football, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports. Hey Mom and Dad, how about a personalized hype video of your athlete produced by Varsity Media? Cinematic coverage of game action, plus on-camera interviews by our crew set to music will make your son or daughter look like the next superstar. Perfect for social media fame and college recruiting. Don't wait, reach out today. Spots are limited this fall. 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
It's coming down here in Nassau County as the calendar turns to October. 2 of the best teams on Long Island lock horns on the North Shore. From North Shore High School, the Malverne Mules take on the North Shore Vikings on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Today's game is brought to you by So Hoodie as well as Speed Island. And we welcome you into the Crow's Nest alongside Roddy McCoy. I'm John Perez, and Roddy, 2 of the best teams in Conference 4. Malverne taking on North Shore. This has been a rematch in the making here. These 2 teams, top-ranked teams in Nassau County. Should be a fun one today in the rain.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, weather's going to play a big factor today. Rain and windy out there. Both teams want to establish a run, and we'll see if they can get some their passing game going with the rain today.
As we take a look at Malverne and what they've been able to do this year, they've come in and they've just blown the doors off of everybody. In fact, they've thrown shutouts each of the last 4 weeks. As you take a look at the tail of the tape, 125 points for. 4-0 record. Malverne's clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, they're just super athletic. Their defense covers a lot of ground. Their 2 inside linebackers are fantastic. But most importantly for Malverne, their line is just big boys moving people, both offensively and defensively. So North Shore will have their hands full today.
And just how historic has this defense been? Look back at 1933, over almost 100 years ago, 90 years ago. No points in 7 games, but that 1990 team, of course, one of the best teams in Malverne history, only allowed 15 points in 10 games. This Malverne team looking to join the 6 teams to run the table and not give up a point this year. So that's Malverne. Let's take a look at their impact players as well, and they'll rely on Josiah Brown and Brendan McLaughlin.
Yeah, like I said, these guys are super athletic. They have speed, they have talent, and they have the line that pushes people around. So it makes it very difficult as a defensive coach to prepare for them because there's so many weapons that they could use at any given moment.
Meanwhile, on the other side, North Shore, they're going to throw out their 1-2 punch, and it is Gianluca Seferaza and A.A. Athanasios Alafogiannis.
That was good. Yeah, North Shore is going to have an uphill battle today. Malverne's playing on all cylinders, as you mentioned, but North Shore certainly has the talent and they have the team. They're 2-time defending champions in the county, so it's obvious they're capable to pull off the upset today.
Both of these teams looking to get in the win column. Let's take a look at the keys to today's game.
All right, so the keys for Malverne, obviously they want to establish the run because that'll open up the outside passing game if they would choose to do so in the rain. They should be able to move the change, and on defense, they want to stop the North Shore running game. for North Shore, they just really want to keep the ball in their possession. The longer they have the ball, the less Malverne's offense has it, and that's a big thing. And then when you do get them on third down, you got to stop them and you got to force them to punt. And that's a big thing that they're going to have to be able to do today if they want to win.
It's the Mules, it's the Vikings, and it's all coming up next on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Hope that wasn't on TV.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next day. It's the best of both worlds, as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level. Rendition of the national anthem as we take a look at the standings here in Conference 4. And Roddy, thanks to the PowerPoints and the record, Malverne and Josiah Brown leading the league as they look to pick up the Long Island Championship this year. But Seaford, Cold Spring Harbor, and North Shore not too far behind.
Yeah, this is a really tough conference. The top four teams are very strong, very tough, and the middle of the pack is playing, having a good season so far with Locust Valley and Island Trees as well. So it's open, and today is going to, establish who's the front runner in this conference.
Don't sleep on Oyster Bay either. But either way, for Malverne and most importantly for North Shore, the preseason #1 team, a win over Malverne today would loom large, obviously for the win-loss record, but just for PowerPoints. And this is a North Shore team that last year, 2 years ago, knocked off Shore-and-Wading River in the LICs. This is a team that has a winning pedigree, and they feel they've got the team that could upset Malverne today.
Yeah, when you win 2 county championships and 1 LIC, you're obviously built a great foundation, and they have done that over here at North Shore. So let's get ready to play, and let's get after this.
Meanwhile, for Malverne on the other side, they have come into the season, preseason #2. Keto Lockwood in his 15th season off of 6 wins last year, falling to North Shore in the county final. This is what he calls a revenge game, and a lot of guys have thought about the past year, and you could only imagine the motivation that it brings to the Mules.
Yeah, when North Shore's been on the top, and now everybody thinks that they can kick them off. So, North Shore has a lot to show. North Shore has a lot to prove this year, and we should be in for a good battle today.
Keto Lockwood, a part of that 1990 squad, as he leads his team out today. And Keto, a mainstay at Malverne, has said he's been very proud of his guys. They've bought in on defense, and when you bring in a couple of key transfers who will highlight throughout the game, he said that could always be something of a worry, but that's not the case. Meanwhile, Dan Agavino and his crew, 2-2 on the year. North Shore coming in. They were out pretty early today, getting in their warm-ups, and they've just been out in the rain. They have been ready to go, and I'm sure they wish this game was starting at 1 instead of 3, but
Yeah.
finally ready for game time.
Yep, here we go. This should be a great game for both teams, and like I said earlier, we're going to find out who could be one of the big front runners for
from every coach that they've played, they're so fast and so speedy. And when you look at Josiah Brown, the Penn State commit, he's obviously at the marquee. But North Shore, too, a team that could compete with them and run up and down the field. And it'll be interesting to see. And I'd have to imagine it wasn't in the keys to the game, but time of possession is going to loom large for North Shore as well. They want to keep these mules off the field offensively.
Yeah, I can attest to the speed that Malverne has. They are, I mean, it's not just one or two guys you have to prepare for. It's every skill guy that they have. So, you know, like I said in the beginning, North Shore really has to maintain possession and hold the ball. And if you have the ball and Malverne doesn't, then you don't have to worry so much about their athleticism on offense.
So North Shore winning the toss but deferring as they'll give the ball to the Mules. Start off the contest, and we had a flood watch in effect until 1 o'clock, but still pouring. I guess it won't flood, but either way, this will be a wet track the entire way. As North Shore gets set to go, and it'll be Justin Rosen, the senior, to boot it away. As Josiah Brown back to receive with Isaiah Jolly. And a squib kick, and Jolly picks it up at the 20-yard line and darts ahead. As Jolly, the 10-yard gain, and there's Alifogianis with the tackle. As Malverne brings out their starting quarterback wearing number 4 in white. That'll be Chad Wesley, the senior. So Chad Wesley in that huddle, and, you know, Wesley a good dual threat quarterback. For Malverne as he gets set to go. And starting off at the 30-yard line, the first give is to B.J. McLaughlin as he scampers ahead. And a nice gain for Brandon McLaughlin. But tripped up and a pickup of 1. The Malverne team a 32-0 victory over Island Trees, and then 34-0 in the win over West Hempstead. Some are saying a big test upcoming for Wesley on the side of the turf as the ball hits the ground, and Wesley gets swarmed. Big-time defense. Isaac Bratter with the tackle. The senior started on last year's county championship team, splitting time on the line and getting a first big TFL of the afternoon.
Yeah, nice play. Already we see the weather playing a factor here on the shotgun snap. Quarterback just dropped the ball, so they couldn't run the play. They tried to pick up something, and North Shore got there for a big loss. 3rd and long. Third and 15 as Wesley. They give off McLaughlin up the gut, and a gain of 5. And 4th down upcoming. Big series for the North Shore defense. Starts off the way exactly they drew up. You know, 3 and out. Now they're going to get the ball.
So that'll bring out the punting unit, and a good stop for North Shore. They knew the offense that was coming in to the game today and setting the tone early with an early 3 and out. And Javier Fuentes to punt it away to a pair of North Shore receivers. And a short kick bounces out of bounds as North Shore will take over at the 45-yard line, led by their quarterback. As that is Garrett Gates, the lefty. 21 for 35 on the year, 336 yards and 2 TDs. He's not asked to throw a lot. He's got 2 good running backs, but when he does, he's been efficient so far for the Vikings.
Yeah, well, North Shore wants to run the ball, and when you come up and you stack the box, they're going to have one-on-one coverage, and that's what they've been taking advantage of over the last couple of years.
Gates with the 60% completion percentage. Will start it off at the 45-yard line as North Shore will love the good field position to start it off in the first. Gates the handoff. And Gianluca Seferaza with a gain of 3. Seferaza leading the way in the backfield. 14 attempts for 221 yards, as it's Seferaza, Lau, John Half, Jack Damphouse, James Toner, and the line of Chase Goldenberg, Justin Rosen, Daniel Roper, Cash Evans, and Isaac Broder.
Good start on their series. Good 3-4 yard run, first down.
Man in motion is Half. Keeper himself, Gates up the middle, trudges ahead, and gets dangled down by Oliver Duracell. Well, this Malverne defense has pitched nothing but shutouts to begin the season.
Yeah, North Shore is spreading out Malverne, so trying to take advantage of spreading them out and creating their own holes. Shifting odd as well. Making the Malverne defense think and making them adjust on the fly.
And so now it leads to 3rd and short. From the 47-yard line, Seferaza, the carry in the first down. Or forward progress might give it to him. We'll see. It was pretty close. Good tackle on the far side. That was Kevin Estimate.
Yeah, that was a great tackle by the corner. Came flying up and stopped in 4th and short here.
And so on 4th down, especially in the rain and the weapons that Malverne has, good field position for North Shore. You don't blame them for going for it on 4th down, or at least attempt to try and get Malverne offside.
Yeah, good call. Malverne is, tough to score on, so when you got an opportunity, you got to take advantage of it. The longer they hold the ball, the less time Malverne has it, so.
Three receivers on the near side, 4th and inches. Gates with the hard count, and then a check of Agavino will take the timeout and talk it over with his team. So North Shore tried to get Malverne to bite, but it did not happen, as while Malverne's defense is still out there, let's get a chance to meet them. Kevin Estimate along with Kayvon Hightower, Oliver Duracell, along with Tristan Brunson, Michael McDougall, Nick Brown, Hugh Wilkerson, Amari Sylvester, Xavion Daniels, Brandon McLaughlin, and Josiah Brown. McLaughlin and Brown, two good threats in the secondary, and they've just been able to keep the passing games at bay.
Yeah, Nick Brown, the inside linebacker, and Wilkinson, we had a real tough time with them. They flash on film. They are fantastic inside linebackers. They're thumpers. They come downhill quick, and they can read plays. You got to try to neutralize those two because they are the heart and soul of the defense for Malverne.
So 4th and inches, North Shore still out there. Gates in the gun, Seferaza flanks him to his left. Gates, the keeper, has the first down and more. Inside Malverne territory, to the 20, to the 10, up the sideline, diving to the end zone. Just short. What a run, though, by Garrett Gates all the way towards the end zone, a 45-yard pickup, and North Shore knocking on the door.
Yeah, Gates with a fantastic run there. I think he got a little bit lucky. I think as he was falling and reaching for the end zone, he fumbled, but I think the ball went out at the sideline and not through the end zone, which would have been a touchback for Malverne. They gave it to him out of bounds at the 1. North Shore's ready to go.
That's a good call, Roddy. You're right. He lost it near the pylon. And then a whistle.
Looks like Malverne might have taken a timeout.
Head referee today is Matt Kohut. Kohut chatting with Keto Lockwood. Dave Horowitz, the umpire. Mike Healy, the line judge. Gerard Gordon is the head linesman, with Andrew Prosper, the back judge, and Phil Coiro is the timer. First and goal from the 1, Gates. The give, Seferaza bounces and bumbles into the end zone, touchdown. And North Shore strikes first. Seferaza from 1 yard out puts the Vikings up 6-0 at home.
Great drive by North Shore. Gutty call going for it on 4th and 1. It pays off, and North Shore's in the lead. this is the first time Malverne has been trailing all season. So with the weather conditions, and it's going to be tough for them to pass. Let's see how they respond.
Not only the first time trailing all season, but the first points that they've surrendered as well, as James Patterson will kick the extra point. Patterson, a soccer kid, 4 for 5 on the year with the PAT, low snap and a whistle beforehand, and some movement ahead of the time.
Offsides.
Mike Healy, the line judge, making the call, so we'll redo it. So take 2 for Patterson. Half set to hold. And the kick end over end as Patterson drills it. So North Shore gets on the board and they strike first. A 7-0 lead for North Shore thanks to James Patterson.
Yeah, this is exactly what North Shore wanted. They stopped them 3 and out in their first possession, and they get the ball. They hold the ball for a couple of minutes and they get a long run, and they punch it in. Couldn't ask for a better beginning.
And you have to love, too, Agavino keeping the pedal to the metal on 4th and short. And like you said, going for it, trying to get the hard count, didn't happen. Took a timeout, and then, afterwards, audibled and a 45-yard pickup that set up the score. And there's James Patterson knocking the PAT. Both of these teams with aspirations to get to the Nassau County Championship and the Long Island Championship. And Varsity Media is your home for the county semifinal and championship games for football and all sports across Nassau County. Go to varsitymediapass.com to order today. All right, Roddy, well, if you're North Shore, you want to throw the first haymaker, and they delivered on that first drive.
Yeah. I was more impressed, honestly, with the 4th down call. It looked like a zone read, and the quarterback, made a great decision and cut it up and put them in a position to score. Let's see what Malverne's going to do now with the ball. They're going to be able to throw a little bit, get Josiah Brown involved, or they're going to have to stick with the running game because of this weather.
Another squib kick hits off the fingertips of Wilkinson, and Malverne pounces on top of it, and some friendly fire, as that was Kenny Brown stepping on top of Amari Sylvester. And so Malverne back out there. As Chad Wesley will take over again. And so you're right, these teams are going to have to deal with the rain all day, and we'll see Wesley, a good dual-threat quarterback, and that's something that he's evolved in over the last year. And the first give, up the middle, McLaughlin bounces off a defender, now into the secondary, has a first down, flag is down, and no blockers in sight, all the way to the house. McLaughlin into the end zone, touchdown.
Yeah, it's going to come back for a hold.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be a block in the back. We'll push back Malverne again. But you see the speed on full display. And for North Shore, they'll take the break. But with that said, let's take a look at this high-powered Malverne offense led by Wesley. Nick Brown, Brendan McLaughlin, Jetty Adalogi, Josiah Brown, Will Hartley, Kevin Estebe, Kayvon Hightower, Aaron Munoz, Tristan Brunson, and Hugh Wilkerson.
Yeah, as you just saw, this is what makes playing Malverne so scary, because anytime any of their players have the ball in their hands, they can break it for a long run. North Shore, got lucky with that, with the holding call. I don't even think he had the hold. I think if he would just pushed him out of the way, he would have been fine there. But luckily for North Shore, they get the hold, and first down again for Malverne. You can see down here, they're doubling Brown.
Yeah, he's been seeing that all year as McLaughlin denied and swallowed up. Big time hit, Justin Rosen, the senior. Dan Agavino said he's had the best week of practice amongst the defensive line, and he makes his presence felt early on. And let's take a look at the rest of the defense, who pitched a shutout last week against East Rockaway in a 51-12 win over Valley Stream. 2-game winning streak for the Vikings.
Yeah, it looked like it was a little bit of a zone read there, and it looked like the quarterback made the mistake and gave the ball, and North Shore defense was right there to stuff him. Now Brown has man-to-man out here by himself.
Yeah, keep an eye on him at the bottom of the screen.
Yep, he's singled up.
Adalogi goes in motion. The pitch, it's Brown. Nick Brown trudging ahead, has a first down and across midfield before being wrapped up by Alafogianis.
Good response by Malverne there. Just a little short toss play, pulled out the lineman. They had the motion, which gave them the advantage to the top of the screen, and a real nice run for them on 2nd and long.
16-yard gain for Brown, and that sets up 1st and 10 from midfield for the Mules. Haven't seen Wesley attempt a pass yet, and juggles the snap, and McLaughlin denied. How about the front four for North Shore? Not making it easy on McLaughlin in the backfield.
Yeah, Malverne just, they can't get any rhythm here. They're fumbling snaps, he's bobbling the ball, and now they got a guy who's a little bit banged up on that big hit by the North Shore defense.
Yeah, that's a big one. McLaughlin coming off, not giving any weight to that right foot. And that's a scary scene to see on the sideline.
Hopefully they get a trainer over there for him.
Yeah. And it's a big weapon for the offense and the secondary for Malverne as he comes off. And so this moves Nick Brown, flanking Wesley. And the give to Brown. Has it, and to pick up a 4. That was Matt DeVersa with his first tackle of the ball game. DeVersa, one of those guys that a two-way player, was originally the starting running back, who went through some growing pains, but has really developed as a defensive player and a stalwart for North Shore this year.
Yeah, he came up and made a great play, squared up, made a fantastic tackle. If he doesn't make the tackle, that's a long gain and another first down for Malverne.
Just over 4 minutes to play in the opening quarter, and a 7-0 lead for North Shore at home. Hard count by Wesley. And then a look to Lockwood on the sideline. Brown again. Knocking forward. It'll be short after the gain of 3. Alafogianis with another tackle.
All right, so Malverne's in the same situation as North Shore was on North Shore's first drive. It's 4th and about 2 yards. Looks like they're going to go for it here. They got plenty of weapons. Let's see if they get somebody else involved or if they're just going to stick with the running game.
Yeah, and you hope that McLaughlin's okay for Malverne's sake. But having said that, for Malverne, they've got Josiah Brown, you've got Adalogi, and now you've got Nick Brown in the backfield.
Plenty of weapons, plenty of weapons.
4th and 2 from the 42. Wesley to Brown again. Leaps ahead. He's got a first down. The gain of 3.
Nice play. They just went 4 up to the top of the screen there, and they just, went straight ahead and gave him the ball. Malverne's, offense really spreads you out, and you have to respect all those other athletes. But if you're worried about Josiah Brown and other guys, then all of a sudden you take another guy out of the box, and the running game is going to have a lot of open lanes to get through.
As the rain continues to pour, Wesley back out there. And this offense has been pretty steady. As Malverne will rush to the line.
Little sugar huddle. Brown was at quarterback there.
Yep, and Brown on the Wildcat runs forward, spins off a couple of defenders, and is upended after the pickup of 5. As North Shore rallies to the football.
Yeah, Malverne went to a little sugar huddle, a little quick huddle right there. They put Josiah Brown at a quarterback. Anytime he's not in the split, as a split end, he's probably going to get the ball, and he did there.
Brown, a 2-sport athlete, future Penn State Nittany Lion. and one of the fastest sprinters on Long Island as well, transferring over from Holy Trinity, and is laying it all out his senior year in hopes of capturing a Long Island championship for his local school, the Malverne Mules. Brown shakes near side, sweeping over. He's got a first down inside the 20 and is brought down. And Josiah Brown with his hands out as the flag is on the field. And this will push back Malverne again.
Yeah, it looked like Josiah Brown grabbed a hold of the guy. Again, as a receiver, it's so hard to block because you never know when to let it go. But the rule of thumb typically is once he gets away, let go and just push him and let your running back get the seam. It's better off having a running back at an 8-yard gain and second and short than, grabbing him and letting him get to the outside and maybe scoring a touchdown. Not good for him there.
Let's take another look. Yeah, and there's Brown, top of your screen.
Yeah, that's ticky-tacky, though. He was already past him. I don't think the defensive player would have made the tackle anyway. I could see if he was, super close to him and ready to make it, but he was already past him. I would have liked to see them let them play there.
I'm with you. It's a pretty close one there.
If he's out in the open and it's a one-on-one and he tackles him or, drags him down, call it. But he was already well past him, and the defender wasn't going to make that play. I think he should have let it go.
And so a spot foul sets up 1st and 5. Check that, should be 1st and 10. Ball comes loose, and Wesley's on top of it after the fumbled handoff towards Josiah Brown.
Yeah, again, looked like a little zone read or a quarterback counter. And for the 4th or 5th time, we've seen Malverne bobble the ball or drop the ball on handoffs. And that's what's holding them back right now.
During the week, when you take a look at the forecast, how do you practice, or do you, for a game that will deal with a lot of, inclement weather?
Yeah, the one good thing is that there's turf all over the place, so you don't really have to worry about mud. And, back when I played, when everything was all grass, we would put the balls in buckets of water and get it all muddy and dirty, and we'd have, practice balls that were like that. Now it's just more about them getting logged because they're not going to get dirty. They just get heavy. So usually what you'll do is you'll have one of your assistant coaches with a towel. He'll keep 2 or 3 balls, and he'll keep them dry, and you can go out to the referees and just exchange balls continuously throughout. And then you'll have, your extra balls in the garbage bag ready to go. So the one big thing now with the turf is you probably have to break out 5 or 6 balls and get them ready for the entire game, because at any moment, depending on the rain and if the kid gets tackled with the ball and it gets soaked, whatever it might be, you just need another fresh ball.
So another discussion amongst the referees.
Yeah, they moved the chains after the penalty, so I think they got it right.
So 3rd and 11 from the 36. Just over a minute to play in the first quarter. Malverne trailing for the first time this season. Brown receives the pitch, spins ahead, and gets to the 30-yard line. And on the pickup of 6.
Sorry, John. And again, you saw the quarterback gets the ball and he bobbles it again. So Josiah Brown is waiting for the ball, and the play is just off. I mean, look, sweet moves by him. A play that probably would have only gotten 2 and 3. He gets about 6-7 yards and puts him on 4th and about 4.
Toner and Double-A on the gang tackle. And so with the rain inside the 30, Malverne will go for it. Their kicker, usually Javier Fuentes, his range is from 20 yards and in.
Josiah Brown's down here, man-to-man. Malverne's looking. They might be changing the play down here. They see singles coverage out here.
Wesley, quick hitter, and overshoots his target. Michael McDougall, the intended receiver, and a turnover on downs.
Yeah, I think we might have an answer to why Malverne hasn't thrown the ball today with that pass. That was a tough one right there for Malverne, especially on 4th and 4.
And so 2 seconds left in the quarter, and one more play for North Shore before we go to break. But your thoughts on North Shore and how they've come out in this first quarter?
Yeah, what a great defensive stand. I think it was aided by a couple of penalties and a couple of bobbles on the snap. But the game so far is going North Shore's way. They've stopped them 2 different times, and the one time they've had the ball, they've driven down the field. They went for it on 4th down, and they scored. So this is a perfect beginning for North Shore. And most importantly, I believe, it's good for their kids and their morale, because Malverne's been hyped up so much. Sometimes your kids talk themselves into not being oh, they're going to be too good for us. And now they're proving they can play with them.
So North Shore takes over, 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. As Ryan Lau in the backfield, and John Half goes in motion. The give is to Half, sweeps near side, and gains ahead before the double-team tackle, Wilkinson and Kevin Estime, and that will do it for the first quarter. North Shore with a 7-0 lead over Malverne. You're watching Conference 4 football in Nassau County on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Inside the 10 to the end zone.
Oh, he's got a wide open receiver. AJ Duff. Get out of the way! Dante Torres! End zone, touchdown, 10-5 touchdown.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream media partner of Nassau County playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of soccer, volleyball, field hockey, and football, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home.
Back here at North Shore High School, and it's a picture that says it all. It's been a wet track, literally, but it's been a fun one and a slippery one here. He's Roddy McCoy. I'm John Perez. North Shore with a 7-point lead over Malverne as we get ready for the second quarter. And first time this season that Malverne has taken a big blow, especially on the road, by North Shore.
Yeah, North Shore's coming out, and I really like what they're doing offensively. They're shifting, they're putting guys in motion, they're making Malverne think before the snap of the ball. And, when high school defenders have to think, it might put them in bad situations. So really good job by them just changing formations and getting people moving. Here we go again with another shift.
Yeah, that's James Toner going in motion as Garrett Gates out of the gun, and North Shore goes empty. Now here comes Ryan Lau. And the give to Lau, and a play action as the option. This is Gates knocking forward, flag in the backfield. Close to that first down marker, but might pull North Shore back.
Yep, we got a hold on his own read. Again, North Shore is really, they're just running their regular offense, but just shifting and putting people in different spots. And unfortunately for them there, on their own read, they got a hold call on the outside.
Matt Cahut, the white hat tonight, or this afternoon. Time's just a relative thing, right? Like, it's not a real
It's like the weather.
thing. Yeah. It's all fluid. It's all over the place. But as you take a look at North Shore, you're right. You can read the papers, you can watch all the hype videos, but North Shore feels that, yeah, they might not be getting the press, but they've got the athletes to compete in Conference 4, and they were the preseason #1 team for a reason.
Yeah, they've earned it. When you're a two-time defending county championship, you've earned the right to do that.
Gianluca Seferaza ranging wide, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, still on his feet, nudging ahead towards a first down. 16-yard gain for Gianluca Seferaza before being brought down, and the Vikings move the chains again.
Again, North Shore comes out with a different formation, and they outflank Malverne by sealing everybody down. The outside bounced open, and they got what they wanted.
Seferaza, a guy that was a great athlete last year but was untested. He's replacing Nick De La Rosa, one of the best running backs as well. Nick La Rosa, excuse me. And there were about 3 or 4 candidates to take the spot, but Seferaza has taken it himself and then gets upended and dragged down. Wilkinson in there with Kevin Estime for
Yeah,
the TFL.
That's where it's going to be hard for North Shore to move the ball against Malverne. If you just line up in your regular stuff and run your normal plays, they're pretty big and they're pretty strong and they run to the ball. So, they're having a lot of success with their shifting and motioning and changing formation and outflanking them. Let's see if they get back to that.
Wilkinson, first year playing on the offensive side of the ball, but defensively has been getting looks at from 1AA schools and could project to play at the next level, says his head coach, Keita Lockwood. This is Lau. Ranges near side across the 40 and dragged down by Cameron Lewis, the senior.
Yeah, North Shore on that one, they moved their tight end and their split end, so they were heavy on this side. And they ran the sweep play that got them the first down before. They're kind of lucky. Their split end out here was blocking a guy in the back. They got away with that one.
Gain of 3 sets up 3rd and 7.
Let's see if North Shore is going to use formations to get to the plays they want to.
Well, this has been that patented Agavino offense. And a lot of motion, a lot of sweeps, and this time they called it John Half. Ranges far side and only gains 1. And so it'll bring up 4th and 5.
It's hard to continue to get outside on Malverne with their athleticism and speed. They did it a couple of times there, but that last one Malverne was ready for. Good stop by the Malverne defense here.
And the punting unit to come out.
Let's see if they can do anything offensively. Really, as well as the North Shore defense has played, Malverne's kind of stopped themselves with penalties and fumbles. And this is always a challenge here when this guy's standing back there waiting for the punt.
Josiah Brown back to receive for Malverne. As Alafogianis, good kick away from Brown. Takes a North Shore bounce and is pinned at the 20-yard line. 35-yard punt for North Shore as Malverne will start it off at their own 20.
I'm sure North Shore's special teams practice this week, they went over trying directional punts and punting out of bounds or punting away from him as much as possible. And that was a really nice job by
Double A,
Double A, the punter there. Really nice job of putting it on the left hash. And you don't give Brown the ball, and that's always a good thing for your team.
I know it's a tough name to pronounce, and I'm going through it as well, but the way that he plays, you just have to remember Alafogianis and the way and the statements that he makes out there.
He deserves it. He's an excellent player.
So Chad Wesley back out there. And the pitch. This is Brown again. Running left. Gets a little shake and a pickup of a pair.
Yeah, Malverne reduced their splits there to try to get toss. North Shore ran to the ball really well.
So here is Chad Wesley and the stats coming into today as Wesley, good dual threat quarterback. What's not shown there is he's got north of 200 yards rushing. And when you've got those legs and weather like that, it certainly helps the offense, especially today for Malverne, who's been stifled at times.
Yeah. I think North Shore defensively is really making good decisions here. There's no reason really to double as much on their receivers because, no one can throw the ball because of the weather. So they're really stacking the box. They have 6, 7, 8 guys right around the line of scrimmage ready to go.
Brown, another give, goes right into the pile and still gains 3. So good block there up front by Aaron Munoz, the anchor to the line. As someone who just continues to get better. His footwork has gone to the next level, says Lockwood, and big reason why Malverne's been able to run the ball with efficiency, but they haven't had that so far today as Wesley goes back out there on 3rd and 5.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to play defense when you don't have to worry about a team with athleticism not passing the ball, and that's what North Shore's doing here. They're just taking advantage of the weather and stacking the box and stuffing a run.
And you know those linemen love to block for the running game, and a whistle.
Timeout, Malverne.
So Malverne takes the timeout as they'll talk it over. And so, Roddy, if you're Lockwood, what are you telling your team this timeout?
I just think they have to calm down. I still say, like, the snaps and the holding of the ball and the bobbling the ball, I really think is hurting Malverne. They're kind of not in sync, and I think that's really stopping them a little bit. And then I give a lot of credit to the North Shore defense. They're playing fantastic. They know that they can't throw, so they're stacking the box and they're blitzing guys from the outside and they're stuffing the run. Big third down here.
So North Shore talking it over as it continues to rain. And, you know, with that said, this picture says it all. Still no Brendan McLaughlin. His ankle is taped up. And I'm not a doctor here, but that's not looking good for the rest of the game, at least for Malverne.
You feel bad for the kid. He's dejected and he's upset. He wants to be out there with his teammates. And unfortunately, you know, contact sports, kids get hurt. So hopefully it's nothing serious. Hopefully he just rolled his ankle and he'll be back quicker than quick for next week.
Well, stick here. Coming up at the half, it should be a good halftime show. We'll have Jared Valuzzi's interview with Josiah Brown, the Varsity Media Top 10 Plays of the Week, and much more right here from North Shore High School. Off the timeout, Wesley keeps it himself, or check that. That's Josiah Brown in the Wildcat in the open field, still on his feet. Look at Josiah Brown go, the future Nittany Lion, darting to the house. Touchdown from 75 yards out. Josiah Brown punches back, and Malverne's on the board.
And there you get to see one play is all they need. You can stop them all day long, but with their athleticism, what a great cut that was right there. And then we see his world-class speed there. That's no one's catching him in the high school level from there.
Certainly helps when you are one of the fastest players on the track. And what an impact player Josiah Brown has been, and what a talent being brought to Conference 4. Javier Fuentes to kick the extra point. Fuentes, the soccer kid, and almost a block, and doinks it off the right post. And the kick no good, but 7-6 the score, as we'll take a quick break here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Hey Mom and Dad, how about a personalized hype video of your athlete produced by Varsity Media? Cinematic coverage of game action, plus on-camera interviews by our crew set to music will make your son or daughter look like the next superstar. Perfect for social media fame and college recruiting. Don't wait.
So Malverne boots it away after striking back.
Oh, he's
and
down. He took a knee.
Yeah, that was Sawyer DeSeve, the senior.
Just made a mistake. He dropped the ball. Instead of just picking it up, he took a knee just to pick it up. And that's a big play because field position now is going to become an important thing for both Malverne and North Shore.
Hard to blame him, though, right? Instinct, it's wet. You want to get on top of the ball, but you're right. It is a tough break for North Shore.
Sometimes you're not thinking, especially you fumble that ball, there's guys coming down ready to hit you, and you just think, I got to get this ball. And, you know, you do whatever you have to, and unfortunately, he took a knee there.
Well, we've seen the lightning quickness out of Sephiroza, Gates, and Half. So, yes, they would love to have better field position, but it's not exactly like they're pinned against their own end zone, starting at the 14-yard line. As Gates on the double count, Sephiroza the draw. Into the secondary, has a first down across the 30. And a gain of 17 for Sephiroza.
Yeah, again, North Shore just, you know, they're double teaming down on the strong side of the field, and they're making some nice lanes, and they're getting to the linebackers. They're making sure that 2 and 50 are not getting involved. And those two make a lot of tackles.
Sometimes you could have an embarrassment of riches. That's what North Shore had, but you got to love the flexibility of Agavino, too, because Seferazza wasn't the original starting running back. They went 0-2, now giving him the slew of the carries. He gets driven back. But either way, Seferazza has been locked down. Meanwhile, defensively, that was Kevin Estime. He's getting some college looks with the TFL.
Yeah, Malverne's playing looks like a 4-3, but they played a lot of 5-2 this year, and I'm kind of wondering why they aren't, North Shore's running the ball, not passing. I'm wondering why they wouldn't put their 5-2 in there, get some more beef in there, and take away some of this running attack. I think that's why North Shore is able to get some angles and get to these linebackers, because when you don't have bigger bodies on the D-line that you have to double team and block, it lets you flow freely to the linebackers.
And that's kind of what you see in Conference 4, right? You're not really seeing that girth, so you can, move up and down.
That's so hard to deal with, because they have the girth and the speed and the size.
And a delay of game will push back North Shore.
That seemed a little quick. I could be wrong. North Shore might have broken the huddle a little bit late, but that's one of those where, as a coach, you have to watch the back judge and see once that hand goes up and he gets to 10 and he starts counting, if you're shifting and moving, you got to get ready with that timeout.
Second and long, 18 to be exact. 2 men in motion, that's half. And Gates, the keeper, and nowhere to go. Big time hit, Hugh Wilkinson.
Not only is that kid a thumper, but he can run. He's a very good inside linebacker.
He's been having a fantastic first half as well. That's his 3rd tackle for a loss.
Yeah, he flashes on film all the time. Him and his partner in there, they are very good. And that's why North Shore's having a little bit of a, hard time right now, because they're not getting to those two. And if those two are free and they can run, they're going to make a lot of tackles.
Lockwood calls him and Kevin Estime Thunder and Lightning. And easy to see why he's Thunder.
Let's see if North Shore's going to put the ball up in the air, maybe a little screen pass or a quarterback draw here, spread them out a little bit.
Gates back to pass and slings it near side half. Couldn't pick it up, incomplete.
That was a big hit he just took.
Yeah, half might have had the wind knocked out of him and slow to get up.
Yeah, he came back for that ball and got dropped, and one of the Malverne defenders hit him, but looked like he got him up a little bit high there. Hopefully he's okay.
And he'll come off, and the punting unit coming on for North Shore.
Okay, so Double-A last time did a great job of punting away from Josiah Brown. Let's see what he does here. He definitely doesn't want to put it in the middle field. Put it on one of the hashes and let him go chase it.
Well, we just saw what Brown did. I wouldn't want the ball anywhere near him.
And that's what's so scary about playing Malverne. North Shore's played a great first half, and one play has them down by a point. Uh-oh.
That way it does go to Brown. Picks it up at the 40-yard line. Skips one tackler. Still on his feet, trudging ahead. And North Shore rallies over to Brown.
Great job. The gunner down here made a nice play in slowing him up, and then his teammates rallied and made a great play.
32-yard punt after the return by Brown. And so, what could have been a bigger play, North Shore rallying over and proving that the sum of the whole is better than the individual.
Yeah.
At least for Brown on that last one.
That's correct. Well, Malverne, I believe, still has 2 timeouts here. They got 3 minutes and 47 seconds on the clock. Let's see if North Shore can hold them.
They'll start at their own 47, and Josiah Brown and the Wildcat directing traffic as Michael McDougall goes in motion and a flag, and Malverne didn't look comfortable at all. Jetty Idologi, the man in motion, and this pushes back Malverne.
Yeah, they got a little anxious there, went before the snap. Sometimes when you change the quarterbacks, the cadence is a little bit different. And, even though Brown has played quarterback a little bit in his little Wildcat thing, sometimes the cadence is a little slower, a little faster, and you got to get used to it. Brown's back at quarterback here.
Yeah, Wesley not on the field. McDougal goes in motion again, joining Brown. And Brown takes his eye off the ball and has to bounce on the loose ball before being brought down by Isaac Bratter. Second sack of the day for Bratter. And a big loss for Malverne.
Again, we see the exchange problem for Malverne.
That was one that Brown wishes he had back, and you could just see he took his eye off the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it goes from 1st and 10, and you have all the momentum in the world. You get a false start. Now you fumble on the snap. Now all of a sudden it's 2nd and, 25?
Yep.
This is big to overcome. Just when you think you have a chance, you shoot yourself in the foot yet again. See, now this seemed to take a long time. Malverne's going to have to take a timeout, or they're going to get another 5-yard penalty. You better call it.
Yeah, there's your whistle. Good call. Yeah, Roddy, and sure as the coach, it's got to make you frustrated, right? Just having to use that timeout.
Well, you know what it is when you're looking at your play sheet at 2nd and 25. It doesn't say run this play. You know, you're in your head. You're saying, okay, let's try to get 5 or 8 yards and make it 3rd and a little bit less. But also, you're dealing with the clock here. With under 3 minutes left, you also want to burn a little clock. So if you don't get it, North Shore doesn't have time to come down the field and put some points on the board.
Well, we've got a full slate ahead on the Varsity Media Sports Network later today, starting at 5 o'clock in Mitchell Field. Chaminade looking for their first win of the year. They take on the Kellenberg Firebirds. And then tomorrow, Monsignor Farrell heads to West Islip to take on St. John the Baptist. Next week, we keep that Staten Island team that goes all the way to Cy Donnelly Field Friday night under the lights. Then Cougars take on Holy Trinity next Saturday. And then Hills West against Smithtown West. And I'm excited for that one, a Conference 3 matchup in Nassau. Southside, a big win over Wantagh last night, taking on the Red Devils of Plain Edge. Not an easy place to play.
No, and that could be for the Conference 3 regular season championship.
And we will have the semifinal and championship games, not just football, but all sports. Be sure to order your pass today on varsitymediapass.com. And so, a 7-6 lead for North Shore as the Vikings were able to strike first on a 1-yard touchdown run by Gianluca Seferazza. Josiah Brown with the response, a 75-yard TD run. And that's where we stand right now.
And I'm sure the North Shore coaches are just telling them, watch where Brown is, make sure we gang tackle, let's run to the ball here. We've already seen what he can do in space.
Brown calls his own number and trudges up ahead. And a big game for Josiah Brown.
Yeah, that was the same play he ran on his touchdown, just the other way there. Just a little bit of a inverted veer. He gets to keep the ball, and he gets up in front. So 2 good things for Malverne. They got about 10 yards back, and the clock is still running. So either way, even if they don't get it, North Shore is going to get the ball with only about a minute and a half left. And with this weather, it's going to be hard for them to put points on the board.
Well, we saw Fuentes doink it off the side post, the field goal post, and you have to imagine Malverne's thinking end zone. Still a long ways to go. And the give, McDougal sweeps to the far side. And McDougal across midfield, he's got a first down. Big run for Mike McDougal into Vikings territory.
Yeah, real nice play. So they set up the jet sweep right there. Everybody's worried about Brown, and this time they give it to him. They sail the ice outside really well, and he broke it up the sideline for a first down. Here we go. Here's the replay. Yeah. Good tackle, though, by North Shore to run to the ball there.
And got some good blocking.
Yes.
As well, and I've been really impressed with the offensive-defensive line for Malverne today. They've been as good as advertised.
Yeah, they're big boys, and they move people.
Brown back out under center. Brown to Nick Brown. Check that. No, that's Nick Brown. Kenny Brown wears 20 for Malverne as Nick Brown goes up ahead, but a big tackle, Matt DeVersa.
And now Malverne's got to start watching the clock here. They only have 1 timeout left. They got to get in and out of this huddle a little bit quicker. But again, with Josiah Brown at quarterback, it just takes 1 play.
Mules have been relying on Aaron Munoz, Tristan Brunson, Kayvon Hightower, and then, of course, Kevin Estime in there as well. 2 receivers on the near side. That's Jolly and McDougal. Josiah Brown lost the football. A battle for possession. And Malverne will keep it after the loss of 2.
Yeah, again, this is just a recurring theme. I feel like I'm repeating myself over and over. He has the ball, he has it, it's a little bit of a read, and he just bobbles it and fumbles. Again, this is what's contributing. North Shore defense playing really well, but also Malverne just making silly mistakes and putting them behind the sticks.
Luke Potabov in there as well, and yeah, that's one of those. You're right. He didn't bump into Nick Brown. There was no rush where he was feeling the contact, and you're right, another self-inflicted wound.
Yep. All right, let's see. They're either going to run that jet sweep or that veer.
And Brown, you're right, sweeps it, far side.
Good tackles.
And a big-time stop. Matt DeVersa, the first contact. Luke Potapov in there as well, and Isaac Bratter. And a timeout taken by North Shore.
All right, so North Shore has 2 options here. One, they could bring everybody and come after this punt, see if they can get a block. Or 2, if they have a special return that they might want to do to try to get the ball back up to midfield. Personally, I would go for the block and try to get this ball up at the 50. If it goes all the way down to the 20, you're not going to score an 80-yard touchdown with 7 seconds left. I mean, stranger things have happened, but might as well go for the block.
No, I'm with you. Well, a good job by Matt DeVersa and the rest of the crew. Stopping this high potent Malverne offense that has outscored their opponents this year 125-0 coming into today. And they've just been stifled, and I think a big part of it is North Shore is just out-muscling them, and they've been unpredictable on defense too.
Yeah. North Shore is really using formations and shifting to their advantage to get the edges and get extra blockers to take care of Malverne. And the North Shore defense, again, I've said it before, they're playing really well, but Malverne is consistently fumbling the snap, bobbling the ball, not getting the handoffs, and it's instead of being second and 8, second and 4, it's 2nd and 12, 2nd and 15, and that's hard to overcome for any offense. Looks like North Shore is going to keep their defense on.
And Chad Wesley out there.
Yeah, they're going for it. Unless it's a quick kick.
Could do the pooch punt. Wesley, only 1 pass attempt so far. And Malverne now takes a timeout to talk it over. So taking a look at the defense of North Shore and now countering.
Yeah. North Shore it looked like they were going man-to-man with 2 safeties over the top. Malverne, I guess, wanted to see what they would do. The way the game's going, if you throw one up to Brown or throw one up to somebody else, might be worth a shot here. But I'm sure North Shore is going to have safeties way back there doubling him up.
Well, you've got a ton of weapons, too, for Malverne, and we'll see as they try and take the lead going into the half. Well, coming up at the half, Jared Veluzzi, our very own, talks to Josiah Brown. And we've got the Varsity Media Top 10 Plays of the Week from last week, first half highlights, and more. So keep it locked here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. I don't want to jinx anything, but it's starting to look better, at least from in here. It's easy to say when you're dry in a shed, but as we get the evil eye over here by everyone else saying just pipe down. But that could be the sun. I don't know. You never see the sun on the weekends anymore.
No.
Wesley, back to pass. 4th and long. Airs it out.
Oh, he had
Had Isaiah Jolly and just overshot him. A turnover on downs.
Yeah, North Shore got lucky there. They were so worried about Josiah Brown that 2 and 3 guys went to him, and he was wide open over the middle of the field, and it was just a bad pass.
And so for North Shore,
eligible downfield, they'll decline that. North Shore's ball.
They'll get the ball back to start the second half. And, Roddy, I'd imagine you take a quick knee, go to the locker room, and talk it over.
I would think so. I mean, you're up by 1. Your kids have played a great half. I know some guys will say, oh, we'll just hand off the ball and see what happens. But on a wet, rainy day, when you're running shotgun, you never know if you bobble the snap or your kid gets tackled and he fumbles and, things change right away. So I would just take this knee and get out of here with the 1-point lead and get ready for the second half.
Always a fun atmosphere here at North Shore, and cheerleaders trying to keep the team in it, and the crowd that's come on hand as well. As North Shore taking their final timeout and chatting it over with just under 9 seconds to play in the first half.
Looks like they have 3 receivers over here. I don't think they're taking a knee. Maybe they have like a hook and ladder in or some sort of play. Malverne really isn't dropping too many guys here. I don't know why they would have so many guys up.
So here we go. Could be the last play of the first half. Gates, flush, keeps it himself, trudges up ahead, still on his feet. Flag is down after a big gain by Garrett Gates.
Yeah, North Shore, their receiver flinched in the beginning of the play. They should have been called by that. And then down on the sideline over there, they grabbed one of the corners from Malverne. Again, didn't need to do it.
Well, and that's one of those that North Shore, barring a penalty, probably wishes he goes out of bounds, but you're right, holding. Call against the Vikings. And so another spot. With 1/10 of a second left in the first half. And so North Shore, we've seen those bursts as well. Gianluca Seferazza had a big burst on 4th down, a 45-yard run. This one wiped back by Gates.
The only thing here is if they put this ball up and Malverne intercepts it. They just take another timeout? I feel like each team has had 6 timeouts this half.
They might have. As Agavino will talk it over. So, they're going to the end zone. They're not taking a knee.
Right. And maybe that's what Danny's doing. Maybe he just thought, I don't know if I want to do this or not. Or maybe they have a special little play they're going to run. Who knows?
Well, meanwhile, for Malverne, it doesn't hurt if the ball's up in the air. Try and intercept it and go as far as you can.
Yeah. Because if you throw this ball up and one of their athletes intercepts it, it's going to be hard for them, for 5 linemen to go bring somebody down. So that's why I'm a big proponent here, just taking this knee, getting out of here, and be up by a point.
And so North Shore came into this game 2-2 on a 2-game winning streak. Trying to move up in the standings with the win. While we have you here, take out your phone, scan the QR code, follow us on social media at Varsity Media on Instagram, X, and Facebook, as well as YouTube. As North Shore, one last play before the half.
Malverne added an extra D back here.
And they go to the prevent defense. As Gates, quick pass, he's got John Half to the 50. And is brought down. And that'll do it for the first half. 7-6 the score, the Vikings. Outgrounding and pounding Malverne here at North Shore High School. We'll take a quick break. Halftime here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. Hey Mom and Dad, how about a personalized hype video of your athlete produced by Varsity Media? Cinematic coverage of game action, plus on-camera interviews by our crew set to music will make your son or daughter look like the next superstar. Perfect for social media fame and college recruiting. Don't wait. Reach out today. Spots are limited this fall. 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jared Veluzzi, and joined alongside me, Josiah Brown, the Penn State commit from Malverne High School. And Josiah, you went back to Malverne for your senior year. How's it been so far?
It's been great. You know, the community welcomed me with open arms. You know, the people there, like, they're very good people. You know, school's actually been very fun learning. So it's been a great experience so far.
And what's it mean to play with the guys that you grew up with and try to win a championship in your last ride?
It means everything to me. I know it's like the last time we'll be able to play with everybody together. So we're all like focused and locked in on getting the championship.
Yeah, and so far you guys have been doing that. Your defense has been unbelievable. 0 points allowed so far on the season. What's been the key on that side of the football?
Honestly, you know, our defensive coordinator, Coach Lockwood, he always puts a good scheme together. And, you know, our chemistry is, like, really high because, you know, we've been playing with each other since we were, like, 7 years old. So, like, we know our tendencies and we just know how to play together. So we tend to shut people down.
Yeah, and what we love to do here, we'll get some rapid-fire questions going. What's your go-to song before a big game?
Go-to song gotta be "Okay" by Lil Baby and Lil Durk. My favorite.
Of course, you're going to Penn State. You visited a bunch of times. What was your favorite thing about all those experiences there?
Honestly, like, it's gotta be like the way they treated my family and like the energy from the coaching staff, like Coach Franklin, Coach Higgins, Coach Ahmad, Coach Kyle Lowry, like all of them. Like their energy, like, it's so like positive, and they just want to see the team succeed. So. And
if you had a chance to go away with some of your best friends anywhere in the world, what's the dream vacation spot and why?
Like, I always want to go to Bahamas. Like, I've never been there yet, so like that gotta be the top place for me. You know, with the guys, probably pretty fun.
And who would you say your NFL player comparison is and why?
My favorite player is Tyreek Hill, but I wouldn't like compare me to him yet. He's just, you know, a different level. I still got a lot of work to do. So Calvin Ridley's also a really good player, but I think I model my game more after him.
Josiah, thank you so much for your time, man. I appreciate it. And everyone, thanks for tuning in. Back over to you guys.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Back here at halftime, it's a 7-6 lead for North Shore at home over Malverne. We bring you into the broadcast booth. He's Roddy McCoy. I'm John Perez. And Roddy, your thoughts on the first half? It's been a fantastic ground and pound game between Malverne and North Shore.
Yeah, both teams are slugging it out here in the weather. And, you know, we could see that it's playing a factor because both teams can't throw the ball whatsoever. And, you know, I think Malverne responded by putting Josiah Brown at quarterback. They got to get him the ball somehow. Let's see if they have a couple more wrinkles to get him the ball and get him moving and get their offense going.
Well, and we'll start with Josiah Brown. He is the recipient of our Speed Island play of the game for what he was able to do on this play. A 75-yard touchdown run and one of the best open field players out there as well as we cue it up. But, you know, Josiah Brown just so athletic, transferring over to Malverne, and he's just been a fantastic piece for the Mules. Interesting, you know, when he transfers over from Holy Trinity, a lot of people had the question marks there, but at least for Malverne's sake, they're happy to have him.
Oh, I think everybody in the county and on Long Island would be happy to have him. Anytime you can add an athlete with that speed and that much talent, it obviously makes your team better both offensively and defensively. So, you know, like I said, that was the first time they put him at quarterback, and that worked out for them. Now we got to see if they have a couple more wrinkles to get their offense going.
So while we wait for the Josiah Brown clip, I'll have you put your coaching's hat on. Malverne did not go to the locker room. They're currently in the end zone here. If you're Keto Lockwood, what are you telling your team?
I just think they have to, like, worry about quarterback snaps. Me personally, I would have my center and my quarterback taking snaps right here at the shotgun. I'd be working with the halfbacks, getting the handoffs, because I've said it numerous times throughout. It's a big problem.
And so, speaking of big problems, Josiah Brown's been a problem. Here is our Speed Island play of the game, and in the open field, nobody's faster than Josiah Brown.
Nah. Once he gets out in the open, you ain't catching him. So you just got to do the best you can to gang tackle, keep him confined, not let him get the ball on the outside. And quite honestly, this weather is hurting Malverne because they like getting him the ball on the outside, and they can't do it today. So the North Shore defense doesn't have to worry about that part of their offensive game plan.
So like we mentioned, that is the Speed Island play of the game. Contact Onyx Salva and the crew in Garden City to improve your speed today. 7-6 the lead for North Shore over Malverne. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get you all caught up for the second half here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Inside the 10 to the end zone.
Oh, he's got a wide open receiver. AJ Duff. Get out of the way! Dante Torres! End zone. Touchdown.
10-5 touchdown. Moore take the kickoff inside the 5 and now has a seam all ahead, gets the blocks, great field position for the Friars. Kevin Moore to the house, 95 yards, St. Anthony's. Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next day. It's the best of both worlds, as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Inside the 10 to the end zone.
Oh, he's got a wide open receiver. AJ Duff. Get out of the way! Dante Torres! End zone. Touchdown.
10-5 touchdown. Moore take the kickoff inside the 5 and now has a seam. All ahead, gets the blocks. Great field position for the Friars. Kevin Moore to the house. 95 yards. St. Anthony's. Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast. It's the best of both worlds, as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Inside the 10 to the end zone.
Oh, he's got a wide open receiver. AJ Duff. Get out of the way! Dante Torres! End zone. Touchdown.
10-5 touchdown. It's Kevin Moore take the kickoff inside the 5 and now has a seam. All ahead, gets the blocks. Great field position for the Friars. Kevin Moore to the house. 95 yards. St. Anthony's. Looking to grow your business on social media? Back here at North Shore, we get ready for the start of the third quarter. The Vikings with a 7-6 lead over the Malverne Mules here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. He's Roddy McCoy. I'm John Perez as Malverne gets set to boot it away. North Shore doing a good job of keeping this Malverne team that came in scoring 125 points, the most in the league up until this point, at just a single touchdown by Josiah Brown. How were they able to do it defensively?
Like I've said, it's a little bit of their scheme, a little bit of what they're doing, a little bit of the weather, and a little bit of them bobbling the ball on the snap. And then also their offense, North Shore's offense, has kept possession and not giving the ball to Malverne as well. So that's factoring in.
And so Javier Fuentes set to boot it away, and North Shore really taking their time. And just waiting for them to come out there. We're waiting for the officials as well, so that's a big part of it. But with that said, while we wait, let's take a look at North Shore and a little history about the school. Opened in 1958, first graduating class the following year. In 2021, National Blue Ribbon School, an exemplary high-performing area. That's based off of Wikipedia. And the famous alumni, how about this? Kate McKinnon of SNL, Michael McCain from This Is Spinal Tap, and then Jake Swart, the U.S. Press Secretary. So some pretty luminary, famous alumni here from North Shore.
Hey, the ref showed up for the second half.
There
Here
we
we go.
And so, there they are. Not sure if the locker room was locked or what it was, but we're ready to go. Matt Cowlett and the rest of his crew ready to start the second half. And so Sawyer DeSev, along with Gianluca Seferazza, set to boot it away, or set to receive the kick by Javier Fuentes.
Malverne sets their kickoff on the one hash, and they'll close the gate, with their 6 guys coming down. They fly down pretty well. Oh, here comes the last referee.
There we go. So I think everyone's all accounted for. They had 15 minutes.
Yeah, he might have got a cup of coffee, and
12-minute walk back to the locker.
who knows how far they're going.
Yeah.
Maybe they changed their clothes. Is there a Chick-fil-A near here? I know I'd probably go for one if I could have.
I don't know. I got locked in the parking lot, so we'll see. But
free endorsement. Do I get an NIL for that or no?
we could. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're waiting for 5 refs on the field. We've got 1, 2, 3. We're waiting for the final 2.
Chick-fil-A got him.
Yeah.
You ready?
And so, with that said, we'll take a quick break here, and we'll wait for the officials. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream media partner of Nassau County playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of soccer, volleyball, field hockey, and football, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
And so we're all accounted for here, and I think we're ready for the start of the second half. He's Roddy McCoy. I'm John Perez. Javier Fuentes set to kick it away And we get the A-OK. As Sawyer DeSev picks it up from the 10-yard line and charging ahead. Has a seam and a couple of blocks. Sawyer DeSev in the open field, past midfield, and brought down at the 41-yard line. And a flag afterwards.
North Shore kid just blindsided someone for no reason at the end of that play. That's going to bring him back. Oh, that was a bad decision on his part.
Yeah, that's one of those where you don't want to have any self-inflicted wounds, but that might be the case for the Vikings. We wait for confirmation. And there it is, the personal foul against the Vikings. So that coming after the play. And so now
15 yards.
Yeah. And so a spot foul. And so North Shore back out to the end of their own field.
Still good field position, but those 15 yards are always important.
Huge.
Every yard is.
First down and 10 from the 41-yard line.
Half goes in motion, and Gianluca Seferazza, the first draw of the second half, knocking ahead, and the pickup of 7.
Nice little counter play. Again, North Shore shifting, making Malverne move and make decisions before the snap.
Well, they've done a good job blocking up front and good motion at that as Gates. The give to Seferazza, take 2, up the middle, has a first down. And some momentum gives him an extra yard, the pickup of 5.
And North Shore's decided to come out with a little tempo here. Trying to keep the Malverne defense off balance. They're heavy to the top of the screen here.
Gates will keep it himself and driven back. Jetty Adalogi with the pushback and whistle halts play.
Yeah, North Shore had a heavy setup or a jumbo set to the top of the screen. They tried to come to the backside with a quarterback counter. Malverne defense was ready for it.
Well, this game's been decided in the trenches thus far. And for Malverne at time, we've seen flashes of excellence up front, and North Shore has been able to match the energy for the Vikings.
A little confusion here.
2nd and 13 from the 49. Gates will call his own number. Charges ahead and collides in the secondary before being brought down by Jaden Taylor, the senior.
Again, North Shore's doing a great job of sealing that outside and giving Gates the opportunity to run. Brings it to 3rd and manageable here.
And so 3rd and 6.
You would think North Shore, since they went for it before on 4th and 2, that this would be a 2-down territory. So they might go with one of their favorite plays here, hope to get 4 yards, and then you go for it on 4th and short.
Half goes in motion, and then Seferazza and a whistle. And a timeout taken by North Shore. So a lot of confusion by the offense there, and Agavino has to use one of those golden timeouts.
Yeah. I don't think that was a legal motion. I think they were supposed to shift to another formation. The confusion was going on. The clock's coming down. Good timeout. I know it's early in the 3rd quarter, but you haven't been down this side of the field on Malverne a lot. You got to take advantage of it. Even if you don't score and even if you punt, you're putting them down in their own zone and you're making them travel 80 yards for a touchdown. So this is a big play. Like I said, I think this is 2-down territory. You want to get one of your favorite plays, get 4 or 5 yards here, make it 4th and short, and then you come back and try to get it on 4th down.
And so for North Shore, they've thrown out all the tools in the toolbox, and it's been really interesting to watch on offense so far. And the running game, that's been the patented Agavino offense, leading them to the county final last year and championship a year before. led by Dan Agavino, looking for his 105th career victory. That's not all at North Shore, but has been a staple on Long Island.
Here we go, third. Oh, going jumbo to the top.
Gates up the middle, and a pickup of 3.
Just what they wanted, though. They got about 3 yards. Now it's 4th and about 4. Now you got to decide. Do you go with something big? Do you take a chance here? Do you go with your favorite play? Usually you go with your best runner behind your best lineman, but they might have some sort of play-action pass. This would be a great time to use it. They might not be ready for it. They're all crowding the line for 4th and short.
Half goes in motion. They fake that way, give it off to Separaza. Nudging ahead, might have enough. Ball gets loose. And it's a first down for North Shore.
Looked like his knee was down when he fumbled. At least that's what the refs are saying there.
Well, Taylor was on top of it. Good job staying with the play. But either way, North Shore takes the break and moving forward.
Again, a little bit of tempo. No huddle. Lining up right away.
Gates up the gut. And a gain of 5 to the 30-yard line. Kevin Estime, the tackle.
Second down and 5. Let's go, Viking fans. Let's go.
So Garrett Gates has done a good job under center so far today. He's held control of the football and has been the leader on offense. Separaza right into the wall. Denied. Up front, Tristan Brunson.
Yeah, he's a force inside there. Constantly need a double team. All right, 3rd and long, same thing as before. North Shore just wants to get about 3 to 5 yards here, make it 4th and short.
So 7.5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 7 for North Shore. Separaza on 3rd down. And a pickup of 3 inside the 30.
Again, that ball popped out. Looked like he was down when it popped out. Come on, buddy, hop up. North Shore's biggest threat has been their quarterback here, so I would assume they're going to put the ball in his hands, obviously with the snap, but then they're going to let him decide whether it's a zone read or whether it's him running the ball.
It's a big game here.
And so Garrett Gates going back to the huddle. And you're right, Roddy. It's been 4-down territory for North Shore, and no reason not to go for it on Malverne's end of the field. You want to keep their offense off the field, even though they've kept them in check in the first half. You know that they could break open at any time.
Malverne called a timeout.
Timeout, Malverne. Timeout, Malverne.
So Malverne takes a quick timeout, and we'll take it with them. 6:34 to go in the 3rd quarter. 7-6 the lead for the Vikings on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
When it comes to advertising, are you hitting the right audience? Why waste your time with television or a free print publication that's given out at a local deli? Varsity Media has your back. With a following of over 50,000 and a local demographic ranging between the ages of 18 and 54 years old, it's time to get that return on investment. Plus, here's the best part. Your ad lives forever on our YouTube page. And with a large on-demand audience, it's a grand slam to advertise with Varsity Media. Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level. Big fourth down for North Shore with 6:34 to play in the third quarter. 4th and 3 to go for the Vikings. Half goes in motion. Gates keeps it himself. Trudging forward, flag is down. He's got the first down. Another flag comes in as well, and this will pull the Vikings back.
That's going to be a hold on the outside here.
Yeah, Isaiah Jolly got thrown like a rag doll by Chase Goldenberg. And so the holding pushes him back.
And now North Shore is going to have 4th and 14. So now do they punt the ball? Do they go for it? I think that was a good call by the officials. The outside pass rush was going, and the tackle tried to prevent him to get outside and just held on. Sometimes when it's out there in the open, the refs don't. You put the refs in a bad spot that they have to call it where everybody sees it. Right. Inside, you get away with those holding calls. Outside like that, everyone sees it, especially on a 4th and 4. It's going to get called. I think that was the right call by the officials.
You know, the old adage is there's holding on every play. It's just the severity of it, and especially when you do it right in front of an official.
Yeah.
Forcing his hand there.
And some refs will let you get away with it in the inside, and some refs, you know, it depends on the game and the crew. And, you know, you watch the NFL every Sunday, and there's some games there's not a flag on the field, and then there's other games there's 15 flags and there's no flow to the game.
Yeah.
Every crew's different. But I think they got that last one right.
So Alafogianis set to punt it away, and Josiah Brown is back to receive. High punt into the end zone and a touchback.
Good punt, though. And a really good start for North Shore. Even though they don't score on that drive, they just took 6 minutes off the clock, right? They have Malverne guessing on defense, and now they're going to make out Malverne go 80 yards to take the lead.
Yeah, so 6:08 remaining in the third quarter. As Malverne back out on offense and trying to break through against this vaunted Viking defense. Done a good job of keeping them in check and get their first opportunity of the second half.
Let's see who they start at quarterback here.
We saw Josiah Brown for a large spell in the second quarter, running the Wildcat, but now he lines up on the near side. As the first give, once again, is to Nick Brown. And Nick Brown fires up ahead, has a first down, and a pickup of a baker's dozen.
Great start for the Malverne offense right there. Snap was good. Ball got to the running back. And they get 12 yards on the first down.
Brown, someone averaging 8 yards per carry. And has stepped up for the injured Brandon McLaughlin, who is on the sideline and took his pads off. You'd have to assume he's not coming back in this game, so Malverne will have to do it without one of their top running backs and cornerbacks as well. 5:35 and rolling in the third quarter. Wesley the sweep. Keeps it himself. Close to that first down marker. And forward progress might move those chains.
Yeah, so now that it looks like it's drying up a little bit and stuff, North Shore is now dropping 2 off to Brown over here, which has taken 1 guy out of the box. And now it's making North Shore play with not as many guys in the box. And it's hard to stop them when you can't put and commit as many guys as you want to the box.
Say Wesley was short, so 2nd and inches. .455 to go in the third. Wesley and Brown.
It's usually a little kick-out play right here. There it is.
And the give to Brown. He's got the first down. And moving closer to the midfield marker.
Even though it's still damp outside and it's a little bit windy, it's not raining. So just the threat of being able to pass the ball is loosening up that North Shore defense. Malverne's come up with a good game plan to start the half.
Yeah, we've seen Wesley only with a couple of pass attempts, and I don't think Gates has thrown the ball more than 2 times either.
Correct. But when you play a team like Malverne, they have athletes. The threat of it is a big thing.
Here's Brown. Shifts near side. And upended. Garrett Gates laying the lumber after the gain of 5.
Another nice run there ahead of schedule. 2nd and 5.
And so with 4 minutes going, and you know, that's been one of the keys to both of these teams' success is that they're able to drive up that time of possession. And, you know, conversely, you want to keep Malverne's offense off the field if you're North Shore. You want to do the same thing if you're the Mules.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And anytime you're getting 5 yards on first down, it's really easy to call plays that way.
Wesley.
Oh, they sealed the outside there for him.
And has the first down as Wesley scampers. And a pickup of 7.
Malverne's got a lot of momentum going for them now. I think North Shore, even though it's a little bit drier out, it's not raining, I think they got to drop that other guy in the box and play one-on-one on Josiah Brown here. Let them prove that they can throw it. But if you let them march down the field at 5 yards a pop, 40 yards from now, it's going to be a touchdown.
Man, there's no reason to throw it.
No, not right now there isn't. So now they're just playing straight man-to-man out here in this trip set. There, he's coming from the outside.
And Brown up the middle.
Good stop.
Still pushing forward. And ball still live and finally whistled dead.
Good stop by North Shore defense in the front. D-line got low and got a good push on that.
Well, maybe they heard your advice. Don't give up 5 yards of play, and that'll help you out.
It gets a little easier as a defensive coach when it's 2nd and long.
Yeah.
2nd down and 10. Let's go defense. Let's go defense.
So now let's see what Malverne does. Do you get Josiah Brown in a quarterback or give him a little jet sweep here and get him going? Or do you stick with what's been working so far this drive?
Brown lines up on the near side, bottom of your screen, wearing number 7 in white. Wesley up the middle, has a seam and some blockers to the 20, 10, towards the end zone, brought down. Big time tackle and a saving tackle at that by Garrett Gates after the huge run. And a pickup of 37 for Chad Wesley.
Yeah, just a quarterback counter. They went for the jet sweep or for the sweep, and he just fed up there, followed his blocks, hash number sidelines, and first quarterback crime there. Gates pulls him down at the 2.
And so they give him the extra yard at that.
And I'll say this, Malverne, not only are you worried about score, but you're getting ready with your 2-point play here because you're going to need to get it.
As Wesley goes under center, pushes ahead, and he's in for the score. Chad Wesley from a yard out gives the Mules the lead. As Malverne strikes first in the second half.
Yep, nice little quarterback push. The Eagles have made famous with Jalen Hurts the last couple of years, and that's what they do here. So now this becomes a huge play in the game, right? They need this too. Most teams will practice. You know, usually we have 2 different 2-point plays each week that we're going to use. So see what Malverne comes up with. Some teams just run their regular offense. Some teams have different plays just to get this 2-point or 4th down play. I would assume Josiah Brown should play some role in this play.
Yeah, he was off the field on the last one, and no reason to have him on the field if you're just going to push it ahead. But now Brown going out there and lining up in the backfield.
Probably a toss.
Pistol formation, and now they look back at Lockwood. 1:57 to go in the third quarter. And some confusion up front. They give off to Brown. Up ahead. Flag is there. Dan Agavino says he's going to decline the penalty. And the 2-point conversion, no good. But Malverne takes a 12-7 lead thanks to the 1-yard TD run by Chad Wesley. And we've got a brand new ball game, Roddy.
Oh, absolutely. Malverne came out and went right down the field on them. So good news for Malverne. They kind of figured it out. They weren't bobbling any snaps, and they went right down the field and scored. The bad news is they shot themselves in the foot by going in with a procedure there, and they don't get the 2. So now we got to see how the Malverne defense responds and what North Shore does here to get the lead back.
And so why that's important as well, stopping them in that a touchdown, regardless of an extra point or 2 point, puts North Shore back in front.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think we're too concerned about field goals today. I could be wrong, so I would assume if North Shore does score, they probably would go for 2 to go up by 3. But that's a long way coming. They got to get this ball and get moving.
Yeah.
And last drive, remember, North Shore had really good drive. They got a penalty on the hold that pushed them back. So their halftime adjustments were good as well.
Fuentes end over end. And skips past DeSeve, who jumps on top of it and pinned just shy of the end zone at the 1 yard line.
Yeah, that's tough. He was kind of in the middle. He didn't know whether to come up and get it or it was going to bounce, and unfortunately, footballs are that weird shape. It just took a bad bounce on him. He had to cover it at the end, but now North Shore's in a little bit of trouble here. Ball's down at the 2 yard line.
And so the Vikings take over, 1:54 to go in the third quarter. Both teams with a pair of timeouts left. And Malverne in front, looking to keep their season perfect and pick up their 5th win of the year.
First play here for North Shore is important because most defensive coaches will send a blitz and try to pin you in. Got to make sure you know who you're blocking, and you got to get this ball out of here. As an offensive coach, you're just worried about getting 2 or 3 yards and try to get this ball moving forward. I'm sure Malverne's thinking, let's go after him.
1st and 10 from the 3. Gates, the give, Ryan Lau. Up ahead, gives a little breathing room and a gain of 1 yard. And check that, they'll give Lau the extra yard as well, so the pickup of 2. And so with 1:23 to go in the third, Gates takes it, ball on the ground. Rush coming, and Gates nowhere to go. Back to the original line of scrimmage, a loss of 2. Big time hit by Kevin Estime, causing disruption.
Yeah, I think that was the first time we saw North Shore bobble that snap. Malverne did it all the first half, and now North Shore, unfortunately for them, inside their own 5, they do it. 3rd and long, again, all you're trying to do here is just get a couple of yards, give your punter some room. Don't turn the ball over. And on a rainy day, I don't anticipate them throwing. If they do, maybe a little bubble to the outside. I would keep the ball with your quarterback. Let him try to get a couple of yards here and see what happens.
You're right, just stay away from the end zone.
Yeah. Just got to get a couple of yards here so your punter has room.
30 seconds and rolling in the third.
I think they're going to spread it out here, maybe run a quarterback draw.
Well, they're back to, at least Gates looked as if he was going to pass, keeps it himself, knocks ahead, has a first down. What a gain for Garrett Gates. Pickup of 16 and move the chains for the first down.
Yeah, there was the quarterback draw. They spread everybody out. Malverne bit that they thought it was going to be passed, which I don't really understand. You can't pass today. And he makes one guy miss, and that was the reason they got the first down. Real nice play by Gates. Good call by the offensive coach.
And that might do it for the third quarter as North Shore with a big first down and momentum as we go to the fourth quarter. You're watching Conference 4 football in Nassau County on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Hey Mom and Dad, how about a personalized hype video of your athlete produced by Varsity Media? Cinematic coverage of game action, plus on-camera interviews by our crew set to music will make your son or daughter look like the next superstar. Perfect for social media fame and college recruiting. Don't wait, reach out today. Spots are limited this fall. 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream media partner of Nassau County Playoffs. For semifinal and championship coverage of soccer, volleyball, field hockey, and football, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Varsity Media is the home for New York high school sports.
Start of the fourth quarter, and Garrett Gates, after the big pickup of 16, sets up 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. The sweep, Gianluca Seferazza had a big gain earlier in the contest and knocks up ahead. And some extra pushing and shoving after the play, but either way, a gain of 4 for North Shore.
Yeah, North Shore went jumbo or heavy, whatever you want to call it, to the top of the screen there. So they have their tight end, they have their flanker over there, and they have their sniffer over there. So they're heavy to the top of the screen. They've shown sweep that way and then quarterback counterback this way. Here it is.
Yeah, Ryan Lau after the misdirect from Seferazza.
I'll say this, it's getting a little chippy out there. After the whistle or right near the whistle, guys are throwing each other around. This is not the time to take a penalty either way. Got to keep your head.
And so now on 3rd down and 5. North Shore looking to move the chains again. And playing from behind for the first time this afternoon. Back to pass, Gates slings it, far side, incomplete. His intended receiver was John Half. As Jaden Taylor in coverage.
Tough call there. He's got to throw the ball from the left hash all the way over to the other side. Can't throw the ball today because of the weather. Now North Shore's got to punt. Let's see if they make some defensive adjustments. And let's see if they punt the ball away from Josiah here. He's done a really nice job all game today.
Yeah, Josiah Brown, you know, that flash of lightning, back to receive at around midfield. Alafagianis set to punt it away with 10:41 to go. And a short punt.
Good punt, though. Good punt.
As Brown takes it away, a Vikings bounce, and it's clamped on by Cash Evans, who spots it at the 32-yard line.
Again, a really nice punt. They punted it away. I like how North Shore's punting, too. The Double A is catching the ball. He's waiting a little bit. He's letting his guys get down the field. So if he does catch it, they're ready to make a tackle. Really good job by the special teams unit all day for North Shore.
Yeah, we haven't seen Brown with that vintage return. His big run was just out of the backfield.
Mm-hmm. Keep the ball out of his hands. You have a better chance of winning.
10:32 to play in regulation.
Right, North Shore has to adjust something because last time Malverne was getting 5 to 10 yards a clip. Let's see if they're going to bring more guys in here. Yeah, they stacked the box here. They're coming.
Wesley in the gun. He's got Brown behind him. They give to Nick Brown. Checking ahead. And goes forward. And a pickup of 3. North Shore saying the ball came out. And I think that Brown was down before the ball came ajar.
Got a man down for Malverne. If that's the running back, then they might have to go with their 3rd-string running back here.
Yeah, Malverne already without Brandon McLaughlin earlier, and now that's Nick Brown. You're right. So 2 running backs down for Malverne.
And he's one of their big inside linebackers as well. So not only can they feel the impact of this on offense, but they're going to feel it on defense too. Hopefully he's okay.
So Brown slow to get up. Well, after today for Malverne, they'll take on Cold Spring Harbor at home, and then home against Seaford, and then against Lawrence. So that's Malverne's schedule. Now looking at ahead for North Shore. West Hempstead, Locust Valley, and Island Trees at home to end the season, the Saturday before Halloween. So Brown coming out of the game.
Hopefully he's okay. He's limping pretty good, though. And this is tough because now we mentioned this is the third running back. I don't remember number 10 being in the game very much at all, so he's going to be cold. He's wet.
That's Cameron Lewis, the senior. On play action, it's Josiah Brown. Catches it in the flat, open field on his feet. Look at Josiah Brown go. Bursting ahead and tripped up. Touchdown saving tackle by John Half. As Josiah Brown felt he could have ran for days, and a flag down in the backfield.
Yeah, where it's located, it looks like it's going to be a hold or a clip.
And we'll take another look. So Brown with the catch.
Right there.
Yeah, the hold on Michael McDougall.
Again, it's as coaches, you tell your kids all the time, especially as receivers, slots, block your guys, do not hold. If they come off the block, just push them away. Do not grab. When you're out in the open, referees see it, they're going to call it. They have to call it. That's a big play for North Shore.
And so a big-time hold as Malverne with 9:35 to go in the fourth. Looking to move the chains and keep possession. And North Shore stacking the box again.
Yeah,
no reason not to.
Yeah, Malverne's heavy up to the top, so.
McDougall on the carry and brought down. Justin Rosen with the first tackle. And Potapov in there as well.
Yep, so big third down here. Let's see if they're going to get Josiah Brown in the backfield, maybe get him the ball a little bit. Again, it's real tough to ask a third-string running back to come into the game and execute. We're going to spread them out here.
3rd and 5, Wesley with McDougall.
Doubling Brown to the top.
Keeps it himself. Wesley has a first down, scampers forward, and then goes right into the Viking wall.
Good play call. Just like North Shore was feeding their running back, their quarterback, Malverne comes back with the same type of veer play, inverted veer play. Nice play, follows his blocks, first down for Malverne. And more importantly, the clock is still ticking.
Yeah, 8:15 and rolling. As Wesley, that dual threat quarterback, is really rounded into form. Hasn't had to pass today, but he's been steady on his feet. A big reason why Malverne's in front. McDougall on first down, has a seam, and has a first down. Well, we were talking about the 5 yards a clip on the last series. How about 10 yards a clip for McDougall?
Nice run. Again, Malverne's now just spreading them out a little bit. North Shore still has a deep safety. I think you got to bring this guy down in the box. You got to take chances here. You can't let them get 5 yards a pop. I know Brown's a talent and he's special, but bring that safety down in the box.
7:23 to go in the fourth. Hard count by Wesley as he peers back at his bench. Wesley shifts it far side and angles out of bounds before the pickup of 4.
Again, although he went out of bounds, Malverne still got about 4 or 5 yards on first down, where the offensive coach wants to be, 2nd and 5.
So big 2nd and 5 here, and if you're Malverne, I guess you just continue that steady diet of running.
Yeah, just keep on spreading them out because they have so many guys worried about passing. You just run it right up.
McDougall
Good tackle.
Big tackle up front, Matt DeVersa. After the pickup of 2, and under 7 minutes to go in regulation.
All right, I expect Malverne now, they run with the running back, run outside the quarterback. I would expect them to run the quarterback up the middle here. Little veer play. He's been very effective here on third downs and in the second half of running and getting some yards.
Third down and 4.
They're going heavy to the top here.
6:25 to go in the 4th. Here's Wesley. Skips forward and brought down after the pickup of 1. The North Shore defense stepping up again, Matt DeVersa.
All right, big decision here. It's 4th and 4. Do you punt it and pin them inside, hopefully the 20, or do you go for it with the possible of giving them a short field?
I feel like we're getting to the crescendo of the ball game and a huge play upcoming, and thanks to the defense of Matt DeVersa and John Half. Vikings looking for a stop. 4:50 to go in the 4th. Wesley with the hard count.
You don't want to burn a timeout here because you only have 1 left.
Receives the snap. Trudges forward. Has a first down.
He's got it. Great second effort by Wesley. Great second effort.
And enough to move the chains and keep the clock running.
Big thing you're telling, as a defensive coach, head coach at North Shore, you're telling your guys, hey, let's hold the guy up. Let's strip the ball. The ball is still wet. Malverne has not fumbled or done anything wrong in the second half, but you got to hold these guys up now and go for the ball here. Under 5 to go. You got to make something happen on D.
.450 to go in the 4th. On first down, McDougal. Ranges near side. Scampering forward. And another big pickup. As the gain of 9, I'll set up 2nd and inches.
Good bounce there. Hole was clogged up. Nice bounce to the outside. Lowered his head. Got a couple extra yards. 2nd and 2.
And so Wesley on 2nd and short.
Oh, what a
Up the
block.
gut, McDougal. He's got another first down with under 4 minutes to go in the 4th.
Number 6, the tight end there, just had a great kick-out block there.
Yeah, that's Jetty Adalogi.
Oh, boy. That was some block. The outside linebacker came on a blitz, and he just kicked him out. Created a huge hole.
And Adalogi, one of those interesting players, too. He was an offensive lineman the first 3 years of his football career at Malverne and always told the coaches he wanted to play tight end and running back. They said, well, if we've got the personnel your senior year, I'll let you do it. And you see his blocking skills on full display.
Oh, that last play, he looked like a lineman.
McDougal again.
North Shore's got to burn a timeout, I would think, real soon.
And so 3:20 and rolling down in Agavino. Back out on the field, but not using the timeout yet.
I believe they only have 2 left as well. I believe they took one early in the 3rd.
So Wesley looks at the sideline. 2:55 to go. And a whistle.
Timeout. He called it. Oh.
So a timeout taken by Malverne. As they'll talk it over. With 2:47 to go. And, you know, Roddy, when you look at this defense for North Shore, they've been battle-tested all afternoon, but eventually Malverne with just enough oomph to continue to pin them down the field.
Yeah, I think Malverne in the second half and the beginning of the third quarter spread them out a little bit. It dried up a little bit. I think North Shore was a little bit worried about the throwing game, and they were able to take advantage of that. Here in the fourth quarter, North Shore's throwing everything at them, and Malverne's just wearing them down with their big size. Good extra yards on the runs by the running backs. And this is why you have a big line. This is where it pays off right here. I would expect North Shore to, go man-to-man, blitz everyone. You got to do something here to stop them.
And so for Malverne, we haven't seen Josiah Brown, which I think is fine. You're showing off your other tools. And for Malverne, they're a complete team. And they're getting it done without McLaughlin. They got contributions from Nick Brown, but he continues to be sidelined. But it looks to be just next man up for the Mules.
That's what depth does, and that's what athletes do. And they have both of them. They have big, strong line. They have athletes all over the field. Even their linemen are super athletic for big guys. And when you have that, you have a pretty damn good team.
2:47 to play. In regulation, high snap. And McDougal continues to go forward, but it's driven back. And a timeout taken by North Shore.
Yeah, that was a good play by North Shore. North Shore brought the outside linebacker up. He wasn't blocked. Everybody else squeezed the play and shot the gaps. 3rd and 10, and I believe North Shore only has one more timeout.
100%, as this is the first of 2 games today on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Coming up at 5 o'clock or just kicking off right now. Stay here on the channel. Chaminade takes on Kellenberg from Mitchell Field. Dylan Butler, John Baccio on the call for that, and we'll see all the highlights coming up this week on the Varsity Media Top 10. So be sure to like and subscribe on social media. Got a good one here. 2:39 left in the fourth quarter. And North Shore with another timeout being taken and talking it over. And, what kind of defensive makeup do you want to see here for North Shore?
You got to take chances here. So you're going to go man-to-man, and you're just blitzing everybody into run gaps, reminding your guys as they're blitzing, they're not blitzing to make sacks or run up the field. You're just taking your gaps, clogging up the lanes, and then you got to gang tackle. Again, if you can and somebody's being held up, the second guy in should be trying to rip that ball out.
Now, conversely for Malverne, do you want to get in the end zone, or do you just want to keep that clock running?
Yeah, if you get in the end zone, it's not like Patrick Mahomes where you want, if you score, I think you score, because then it's a 2-score game and the game's over in high school. It's not like, you're going to throw the ball like a professional team.
Right. Wesley on 3rd and 9. Up ahead. Ball comes loose. North Shore says they have it. And a turnover. Big time stop. And North Shore was all over it. That's Marco Abulhassan with the pickup.
And honestly, I know Malverne's going to be a little bit down here. It's not the end of the world. North Shore still has to go 93 yards to score here.
So what we saw here, and who poked it free?
I think it was DeVersa. I think DeVersa came down from a safety spot and came over the top.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what North Shore's going to do. Are they going to be able to pass? Are they going to run? I think you got to start off with a little run here, get some yards.
2:28 to go. There's the first pass. Picked up by half and a big pile drive, Josiah Brown. What a tackle with authority.
Hopefully he's okay. So this is just a bobble, and Josiah Brown just hits his target. Way to bounce up.
So now 2nd and 10. 2 minutes to go in the fourth. Here's Gates. He'll keep it himself. Knocking up ahead. Garrett Gates across the 30 and angles out of bounds at the 40.
And Malverne has somebody down. Brown came back in, and he can't move.
That stops the clock with 1:54 to go in regulation. And Nick Brown down in the backfield. And so a timeout, or at least a timeout on the field.
Yeah, Brown on that play couldn't even move. He was hopping along. They ran the draw right at him, and he couldn't even move.
Yeah, so Brown coming off at the top of your screen. That's a big loss for Malverne. Tried to give it a go. And either way, now North Shore smelling blood in the water.
Yeah, Malverne can't play prevent and drop off everybody. Play the game you're playing. You can still have a deep safety here.
Here's Garrett Gates. On first down, blitz coming, quick hitter near side, that's Diversa. And Diversa with the catch and a pickup of 4.
I would think with that short little play, North Shore might be setting up something with a little pump and go here. Little fake screen and then let it rip.
Second and 6 with 1:27 to go in regulation. Gates back to pass. Steps up, fires over, wobbly ball incomplete. His intended receiver was Sawyer DeSev.
But smart play by Gates, because if he runs there and gets tackled, the clock is going. He kind of threw the ball. He didn't have a lot on it, but it's an incomplete pass, stops the clock. Time is just as important as yards here.
Third and 6, 1:20 to go, and North Shore, who hasn't thrown the ball for a majority of this game, has been relegated to pass it and get up the field.
I would think you're going to have Gates on a draw here. You got man-to-man over here, down and low.
3 receivers up top. Gates rolling out on third down. Slings it near side, incomplete. Tried to throw it into that tight window to Diversa and couldn't make the catch.
Now here's the problem as a head coach. Do you want to call a timeout here? Because if you don't get this, the game's over. But with only 1 left, you also don't want to burn it because you might need it later. Personally, I take the timeout. I calm the kids down. I talk to my quarterback, ask him what he wants to run, and we figure out the best play that we have that's going to get us about 7 yards here. Again, I would go back to the draw. It's been working all day for them. Malverne's dropping a lot of guys for pass coverage.
North Shore has done a good job converting on fourth down. Do they have another one in them? 1:15 to go in regulation, 4th and 6. Gates.
Screen
near side, incomplete. He threw it into traffic, and Malverne gets the stop. Isaiah Jolly. Could you be any happier than that? Turnover on downs. Malverne takes over. And a few more runs before they pick up their 5th win of the year.
I'll tell you, what a great game by both teams here. North Shore should be proud of themselves. I know it's hard to tell kids when you lose, you should be proud of yourself, but what a fight they put on today. Fantastic game plan by their coaching staff. Their kids played fantastic, super aggressive, and they fought a team that only let up one touchdown all year, which was to them, and they came back. Malverne just came back and was just a little bit too tough in the second half for them.
So with that said, be sure to keep it locked for the post-game show here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Malverne should be taking knees on this rainy day. You don't want to take a chance. Take the snap, take a knee. There's no reason to run the ball whatsoever. I'm surprised they're even in shotgun.
There's Wesley, and there's the knee. And that should do it for Malverne. He'll take the loss, but loss on yardage, but the victory today. North Shore gave them their best shot. First team this year to score against them, but it was not enough. As Malverne, thanks to Josiah Brown's 75-yard touchdown run, and then Wesley from a yard out. The 2 scores for Malverne as they'll pick up their 5th win of the year and their perfect season continuing here in North Shore. One more kneel down for Wesley. And some handshakes on both sides. A good victory for Malverne on the road.
Yeah, fantastic job by Malverne. They should be proud of the way they came back. They played fantastic in the second half. And like I said earlier, North Shore has nothing to be ashamed of. They put up a great fight today. kids played so hard. It's a shame that they had to lose, but unfortunately that's what happens in football. Someone's got to lose.
And so that'll do it, a 12-7 victory for the Mules on the road. We'll step aside when we come back. It's the So Hoodie postgame show on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Inside the 10 to the end zone.
Oh, he's got a wide open receiver. AJ Tuff. Get out of the way! Dante Torres! The end zone. Touchdown.
10-5 touchdown.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Looking to grow your business on social media? Let Varsity Media help you. With over 50,000 followers across our platform, sponsor a segment during the broadcast and share it on social media the next day. It's the best of both worlds, as you'll get thousands of plays and your ad will live on the broadcast forever. Contact us today for sponsorship packages by calling 917-470-0864 or emailing varsitymediasponsors@gmail.com.
Hello, beautiful people. We all know Travis Hunter, right? We're headed to Jackson, Mississippi right now to announce his partnership with my favorite, So Hoodie.
All of my OG subscribers already know about those hoods that I usually wear in all my videos. But if you're new here, it's called a So Hoodie. Basically, how it started was with athletes wearing towels on their head. No different from the innovation of a single arm sleeve or a leg sleeve. Boom! Take that towel off and throw a hood on. You could do something calm and just have the blank color to match your team uniform. Or you and a gang could place a team order to have the school logo on the side of it. And it's not just for players. The fans need some drip too. Y'all know I got my Iwiwi hoods up there and some other cool collabs, including this collab we're doing with Travis Hunter. So go check out the link in my description, and when you're ready to check out, go ahead and use promo code HA15.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Inside the 10 to the end zone.
Oh, he's got a wide open receiver. AJ Tuff. Get out of the way! Dante Torres! The end zone. Touchdown.
10-5 touchdown.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Looking to grow your business? 12-7 the victory for Malverne on the road. They're to continue their perfect season, 5-0. I'm here by our player of the game, Kevin Estime, leading the way with 8 tackles and doing a good job up front. Kevin, what was working so well for the team on both ends of the field?
We knew this was going to be a very tough game on the offensive line and defensive line. But, we had a good week of practice. This game was very personal for us, North Shore knocking us out last series in the playoffs. But we just knew running the ball. We knew it was going to be terrible weather today, so that was our game plan, run the ball, and we got it done. What did you learn about the team when you guys were trailing early on, but, able to keep yourselves in it and ultimately come up with the victory? Well, we know that we bend but we don't break. That's our motto, defensively, offensively. We knew it wasn't going to be easy, but after they got there, that first score, we was ready to play no matter what happened. So. You lose a pair of running backs, you guys are still able to get the victory. What does it say about the depth of this team? We have a lot of players. We have a deep senior class. Everybody's ready to go no matter what. We knew people were going to go down. This is going to be a physical game. But at the end of the day, we have people that stepped up and got the job done. All right, Kevin, it's pouring outside. I don't want your hair to get wet. This is the So Hoodie postgame show, so because of that, you get your very own So Hoodie hood, courtesy of Malverne. Let's put that thing on. Courtesy of So Hoodie, it's a Malverne hood right there. And what are you thinking about it? How's it feel? Feels great. Feels great. I love it. Blue and orange. Feels amazing. And if you want to order your team a So Hoodie hood, you could go to SoHoodie.com, place your team and individual orders today. That'll do it for the crew here at North Shore High School. For Travis DeLuise, Ron Pierre, Rebecca Kazaks, along with Ben Turchin and Roddy McCoy. This is John Perez saying so long. This has been a presentation of Nassau